USS Nimitz military pilots tracked an object that dropped from 80,000 feet to just 10 feet above sea level in seconds, a maneuver that would kill any human pilot and crush any known aircraft. These elite officers documented something extraordinary using the most advanced tracking technology available. For decades, the government dismissed these encounters. Then in 2017, everything changed. They suddenly acknowledged these videos were real. After 70 years of denial, what forced this dramatic reversal? The capabilities demonstrated by these crafts completely contradict our current understanding of physics and aerodynamics, suggesting something far beyond conventional explanation. March 13, 1997, a night that permanently altered the way thousands of Arizona residents would forever look at the sky. As darkness settled over Phoenix, something unprecedented appeared. Massive lights, forming a perfect V-shaped pattern, moved silently across the night sky, visible to countless witnesses spread across multiple cities. The event was observed by professionals specifically trained in aerial observation.
A different place. Here, we finally hit pay dirt. Now we've got two of them in the sky on South Mountain. South Mountain? Figure this one out. There's a double. There's a third one. Alright, you tell me what it is. Oh, what do we got? Hey, Sue!
Air traffic controllers, commercial pilots, military personnel all reported identical phenomena, like pieces of a vast celestial puzzle coming together.
Lights, 6 lights, in the shape of a triangle, going back, right over the airport. And Oliver said, hey, Pa, what are those lights? Okay, I can't identify it. It's flying and it's 6 objects. So that's what it is, right? I come home and Goldie's watching this show on UFOs. And the most reported one of all time was this one in Phoenix. And I'm watching, I start to see this show and I said, wait a minute, that's the night Ollie and I were landing in Phoenix. I remember that.
I saw the Phoenix lights.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah, I saw.
Whoa.
Different people saw different things. What I saw was something the size of like an Imperial Star Destroyer from Star Wars that was like at a relatively low altitude moving over Phoenix. My housemate was like, this is before we had phones, right?
Phoenix physician Dr. Lynn Kate documented the lights with photographs, describing them as amber orbs in a perfect equilateral triangle formation.
It seemed that there was an intelligence behind them. And I noticed an eerie silence, as if time had stopped. It felt like something was watching me.
What unfolded that night was like a silent symphony in the sky, mysterious and perfectly choreographed. Before military officials arrived with their discordant explanation, they claimed the lights were merely flares dropped during training exercises at the Barry Goldwater Range. This explanation crumbled under scrutiny. The characteristics witnesses describe: perfect geometric formations, silent movement, consistent altitude across an entire metropolitan area, contradicted the known behavior of military flares, which descend and disperse rather than maintain formation. Witnesses described something far more substantial than isolated lights. Many reported a solid craft of staggering proportions that blocked out entire star fields as it passed overhead. Former Arizona Governor Fife Symington provided perhaps the most compelling testimony. Initially, Symington publicly mocked the sightings, even staging a press conference with an aide dressed as an alien.
Now, this just goes to show that you guys are entirely too serious.
Yet 10 years later, in 2007, he made a stunning reversal.
Well, I saw a huge craft just kind of come right over Squaw Peak. That was, it was just breathtaking.
The incident actually occurred in 2 distinct phases, hours apart. The first event, beginning around 8:15 p.m., involved the V-shaped formation moving slowly across the state from northwest to southeast. The second event, starting around 10 p.m., consisted of stationary lights hovering over Phoenix. This sequence makes the flares' explanation even less plausible, as military flares lack the range to be visible across multiple states. Frances Barwood, Phoenix City Councilwoman at the time, found herself isolated after publicly requesting an investigation.
I got like over 700 people calling, and I started calling them all back.
Barwood later stated.
So I asked for an investigation. I got this memo, and it said, this is a non-issue. They didn't want to touch it.
Fellow council members refused to even discuss the matter. The stonewalling that silenced Councilwoman Barwood followed a playbook first written decades earlier. July 8, 1947, the only day in American history when the Roswell Army Airfield issued their press release declaring they had recovered a flying disc from a ranch near Roswell, New Mexico. The announcement exploded across headlines nationwide, capturing public imagination with unprecedented force. High-ranking officials arrived from Washington, D.C., immediately implementing security measures that transformed the scene. Military personnel gathered strange materials while loading what appeared to be bodies onto vehicles, all under an atmosphere of intense secrecy that contradicted their later mundane explanation. Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer first to examine the crash materials.
One thing I was certain of, being familiar with all air activities, that it was not a weather balloon, nor an aircraft, nor a missile.
His assessment carries profound weight. As a military intelligence officer trained specifically to identify foreign technology in aircraft, witnesses consistently described debris with properties that defied known science. The materials were impossibly lightweight, yet couldn't be cut with knives or burned with lighters. The military's revised explanation came swiftly and definitively, claiming the debris originated from a weather balloon associated with Project Mogul. Glenn Dennis, a mortician working in Roswell, received multiple calls from the base inquiring about small child-sized caskets. When Dennis visited the base hospital, he encountered a nurse who described distinctly non-human bodies. Many witnesses maintained decades of silence before finally speaking near the ends of their lives. The Roswell incident represents a pivotal moment in how governments worldwide would handle unexplained aerial phenomena. The military learned a crucial lesson at Roswell. Never admit to finding something you can't explain.